last video, I talked about how to find the inverse of a function. In this video, I want to look at the relationship between a function and its inverse. And I'm going to do that by looking at a specific example, f of x equal to 2x plus 5. And I want to start by graphing this. So I'm going to pick some numbers for x, in particular -1, 0, and 1, and solve for f of x. 2 times -1 is -2, plus 5 is 3. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 5 is 7. So with that, I can come over here and graph this. So let's go ahead and draw a graph. We'll go ahead and put a few tick marks for our points. And then we want to graph. My first point says go over -1 and up 3. The second point wants to go over 0 and up 5, and then over 1 and up 7. And we can draw the line between those points. It's not the best line, but that's okay. I now want to look at the inverse, and I'm going to start by constructing a table. So we have some values for x, and we want to find the values of f inverse of x. When we're finding our inverse, our second step was to switch x and y. And we can actually get the table for f inverse from the table from f by just switching x and y. So my x values are going to be 3, 5, 7, and the corresponding f inverse values will be -1, 0, and 1. So let's graph this. I should go over 3 and down 1, over 5 and down 0, and over 7, which is over here, and up 1. And once again, we can draw the line between these points. So now I have the graph of the inverse. I'm now going to draw one more line on this graph, which is the line y equal to x. And with an inverse, this is a reflection line. These graphs should look the same on both sides. They won't be perfect because I can't draw that well, but we can get the general idea. Let's try to look at this a little bit better. So we're going to define f of x equal to 2x plus 5, just like it was before, and we have our graph. If you try to calculate the inverse of this function, you get x minus 5 over 2. So there's the inverse. And like I said, we want to look at the line y equal to x. And we can see that this line here, the green one, acts as a mirror. The points over here are the same as the points going down. So for instance, this point here, which is 5, 0, corresponds to this point here, which is 0, 5. This point, -2, 1, corresponds to the point 1, -2.